Hey guys, welcome to episode 23. This is the Portfolio Manager Coding session. So today I want to work on the feature of allowing the Portfolio Manager to have the balances, the exchange balances of a certain amount of assets that are being managed, right? So let's explore that idea. Let's say you have two trading bots. One trading bot one is at a certain market, let's say Bitcoin dollar, and trading bot two is at another market, let's say Bitcoin Ethereum. They're looking at these markets. The feature that we want Portfolio Manager to have is that as a user, you can define which are the assets you want to monitor in your monitor the balance across the execution of Portfolio Manager, and those could be in this case Bitcoin, dollar, and Ethereum. But you might also want to include other balances as well. Um, I actually don't know how important it is to manage or to see more balances than the one that you have bots on, probably because the concept of uh, your capital might be at actives. You might be active trading it or maybe not. So it doesn't really matter. What you're going to allow is people to define a list of assets they want to monitor and have available their balances at conditions and formulas. And we are going to just do the job of fetching these balances before we open the window for questions from trading bots. Okay, so we will fetch the balances first, and then we'll go and do the management um, and answering question from trading bots. Okay, so let's switch to the code view and see where all this starts. So let's go back to the portfolio management demo. It was not that. Okay, I'm going to run this again because it's so let's go to portfolio management demo. Probably I already clicked it. Okay, here we are. So one of the things that you might notice is that I have this portfolio parameters, manage asset, and Bitcoin and Tether are the assets that I want to monitor. Okay, so then at the portfolio engine, I will have this exchange manage asset, exchange manage asset. Um, so I'm limiting this to two just to code this stuff. But then we might end up having a lot of asset here that we can monitor with a single portfolio bot. Okay, so how is this going to work? Well, here are the code. What we have is the portfolio system. Um, I'm not sure the portfolio system is even the best place because this is not a problem of the system. What we want to do is to update the portfolio. What we actually want to do is to update the portfolio engine. So why the system? Okay, so let's bring in here the portfolio engine module. So we have this function get node by ID, set boring candle, set cycle, initialize node. We're going to add a function here called update exchange assets. Okay, so we're going to update the exchange assets. There will be a cleaning someday. Clean code from clean unused code. Because this is a copy of the trading engine, okay? So I'm going to create this function. Let's put it here. I was thinking if it has to be asynchronic. Maybe yes. Because it's going to be reading exchange balances. So, okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so this is kind of correct. We will need to know if we are running live or not. Okay. I don't like this else if instruction is confusing for me. So I'm going to do like this because it's like more clear when you have two possible options. So in one case, we'll have two functions here. Function fetch balances from exchange, and the other function is going to be simulate balances from exchange. So when we simulate it, I'm thinking how we are going to simulate this. When we simulate it, we are going to use the initial balance of this and this, and I guess that we will need to because we have the trading engine of each trading bot, and each trading bot has an accounting system with the balance they have. But okay, the simulation of this is a kind of complicated stuff, so it's an issue by itself. So I'm going to write here simulation of exchange balances. I don't know how important is this, but if you're going to be using the exchange balances for something, you will be needing, when you're backtesting, to have a simulation of that. So the correct way is to look into which was the initial balance and what the bots using that assets are actually doing, and and simulating that you are the exchange. So you have to calculate the right balance for that asset over time. But that is a problem by itself. Simulation of exchange balances. Okay. Not sure that is something that I would like to do right now. Okay. So I will put a note there because here we are going to run this. Okay. So I'm just going to document this. Simulate Okay, so it's not impossible, but it's a work on itself. Okay. On the other hand, fetch balances from exchanges. What we will need to do is to iterate the and fetch for each one of them their balance for the exchange. Then put the values to the right place at portfolio engine. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Um, and this is what we see here. So we have an Exchange API module that we're going to move it to the portfolio engine. Okay, just move your guy here. Then we will move this guy here. Then here we have this call, which is a little bit strange because which balance is with this fetch? Um, okay, so what is going on here? Initialize. Portfolio system, chain ID, option exchange, fetch balance. Okay, so it seems that the exchange i- implements a method to get the balances of all your assets there, regardless of the ones that you want to have. That seems to be the logic here. Okay, okay. So now I get this. So what happens if you don't have balances? Okay, so I'm going to copy this and put it here. So I like to be more explicit, even if that works. We will call this guy the way it's called here, manage asset. To be more explicit, we are going to call it manage asset called name. Mm, okay, so manage asset called name. Um, okay, setting the name to make it very clear. Okay, it would be nice to have the icon here, but that's not something that we actually need now. So this is good. Needs okay. It hopefully works. This doesn't need to be set. This is the confusion with the concept of portfolio last. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to remove this. Probably just put one space there. Okay, so okay, so the problem would be to set the initial value, this asset initial balance. So what you're going to do is the following. Also, the way you assign the value is not to put it on the config. Each node has a value property. So you use the value here. You use the value here. And you use the value here. Then what we're going to do is the following. If asset initial balance that node is it is undefined, then we will assign the value at the session properties that now I have deleted, but I probably have it here. Okay, I can take it from here. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, so the initial balance is initially Hmm. Um, Let me think. I don't know if I'm going to put this. No, this would be more for the simulation, but in real life, we want to have the initial balance would be the first total balance of the asset. Okay, so I said it once and then it will be there forever. Okay, and so this is pretty much it. So there will be no run here for this. Okay, there is a confusion with the concept of last. So all this disappears. All this stays the same. Portfolio. Okay, Exchange API. So portfolio engine will have this fetch balance from exchanges, and at the simulation portfolio engine module object, what is the maintain function doing? What is, because maybe this could be part of the maintenance, because I see that it's doing this. Next handle, initial date, check. So this is doing nothing. So I will remove this and I will put it inside maintain. It's a little bit more obscure. Now I'm curious to know what is the maintain. Doing at the trading engine. It's doing nothing. Um, mm. Okay, so portfolio engine will be executing this. This is not going to work unless this is an async function. And this is need to be awaited too. So we'll do the fetch of the balance. And at every iteration, we'll do it before running the formulas or whatever. So I guess that pretty much that's it. Let's see if there is something else to clean here. Balance. Okay. So to recap, we moved the code that was available into the portfolio engine. We didn't do the simulation because that's a problem on itself. Um, Probably for the next iteration of this is too much detail now. But we have this. If we want to use it live, we can count on the balances. So we execute it from the simulation and we remove the code that was at the system, at the trading system. Okay. So at the next episode, I will be testing this. For this, I will need to have an exchange API key set up at the UI in order to be able to access balances. Also set up to see if I have some balance at Binance and set up those assets, and then run this and see if I can move those balances into the portfolio engine to be used in formula. So that would be the next episode for this. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you next time.